Hi guys. So we just took a little time to go through our decks on our own and make some
Observations.
some observations and opinions and whatnot. So first of all,
I have 5 files.
okay, so we're gonna go into. I'm gonna kind of let Wallace take over this part because he is the newest to this imagery. Like I'm very familiar with the SKT one, and to me, not a whole lot has changed. Although obviously there's some new cards which I like, but generally I'm not like this is not super new for me.
New for you.
And also because I've been following Annabelle Wen so closely, like on social media and all that type of stuff. Like there's not really much that's gonna shock me right now. So anyway, so Wallace went through the deck and go on.
I did that pretty quickly. I'm almost impressed. Okay, so I separated them into 5. Obviously, I'm not going to have enough time to go through all this. So this is the I loved you immediately when I looked at you file, which is fairly thick. This is the I don't know what to do with you file. I didn't really have any serious emotions with you. It's just slightly bigger than the one I fell madly in love with. So it goes over there, because no sense wasting time on that.
They left you kind of cold or just lukewarm?
Like nothing. Like I just looked at them, and since I was trying to make impulse decisions, if I couldn't make up my mind immediately when looking at it, then it was requiring too much effort. So it went into the I don't know what to do with you file.
Okay.
And then there's the thankfully rather small file. You kind of freaked me out and made me feel awkward when I looked at you file.
I have that too. I definitely have those cards that make me feel a little bit
very uncomfortable. And then the
let's go through that pile.
You want to go through that pile first?
I think we should go through that pile.
Okay.
Explore it a little bit.
This is the immediate discomfort file, and
show the images.
The one on top. What is this? 9 of Orbs.
So 9 of Orbs, 9 of Pentacles, basically.
Is I don't know. I like the orbs a lot. So now that I've looked at it for more than instantaneous purposes, it gets to be in the other pile that I didn't show, piles that freak me out, but I really love them. No. But it just really bothered me. This one still creeps me out a little bit. I just don't.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it. I think I wrongly filed it, and it should be in the file. It should be in the one that confuses me pile, because I have a confuse me pile, and yeah, I don't know that it freaks me out. It's been misfiled. It just confuses me. I just don't get it. I don't know why this cop one freaked me out, but it just bothers me for some strange reason.
So
I just don't like looking at it. It's just I don't know. It's just too.
But can I decode it for you a little bit?
It bothers me.
Yeah. So bear in mind that Wallace's reactions may be based upon Annabelle Wen's imagery or her depiction of the images, but it could also just be his reaction to these cards because he's not used to. He's not familiar with all the traditional imagery of tarot. Nope. And that's the thing about tarot. A lot of cards make you uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because they're conveying like uncomfortable situations. Yeah. But this, the 7 of Cups is actually, so this represents like the 7 deadly sins. And the 7 of Cups is about delusion. Like Cups has to do with emotions, feelings. 7 of Cups is kind of like delusion, So here you got like the 7 deadly sins. So all those things, like those sensual things or sensual temptations you may be chasing after, seems like it's going to give you something, but it's a delusion, So yeah, you got sloth, you got pride, you got vanity, got all that here. I always love this card for the meaning, but yeah, perhaps I could see how just generally, it is an uncomfortable card.
And this one that I can't stop playing with, and I may have almost... Look, you can't put cards in my hand. I almost spent just one. Yeah, that would hurt my feelings so much. I really like it now. and it just freaked me way the fuck out when I looked at it the first time.
Yeah,
now it's just beautiful. Like, I really, really like looking at it. Like, my opinion has, like, drastically changed just during that little speech describing the cops. Like, it went from, oh my god, I can't look at this, to I can't stop looking at it. It's
what
really
I love about
nice.
this one is Medusa in the corner. I've always had a connection with Medusa.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
And I like the one random orb in the lantern as well.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful card, you know. So it goes into the "you freaked me out, but I love you" pile. And I'm just, I don't know. It might grow in me, but I'm not feeling the snakes. Kind of like, oh, I don't want to say it, but vomiting into the cups. It's just bothering me. It's just.
Oh gosh, let me see. Oh yeah, they are.
They are, and it's just, and I want to see it like it's a waterfall, like, and it's like maybe it's wine or something. Like, my brain is trying to justify my initial reaction, but it just looks like I just can't. I can't undo it.
And that's largely what tarot is, like trying to like make sense out of the madness, or you know, find the story in the picture. But it's very interesting that you're having these reactions, because that's how I felt when I initially saw the SKT. Yeah, when she shared it like on her website, and she was like, "Oh, this is available for pre-order." Like, there were some images where I was like, "Wow," and then other images, they made me feel very uncomfortable, and I was like, I don't know that I actually want this deck. Like, but at the same time, I couldn't stop looking at it. You know what I mean? Like, it's very like it is very enchanting and very intriguing.
I shouldn't hold things in my hand for too long. I like touching stuff. It's something very, you know, tactile. Is that the right word?
Yeah, this card reminds...
That freaks me out, and I don't know why.
This reminds me of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, and I'm trying to look at it like it's a goblet, but I keep envisioning it like it's a dagger. That's what it looks like to me.
It is supposed to be a dagger.
And
this is the Ace of Fire.
Yeah, and I'm trying to kind of like see the cup on top, but the center is kind of like off-putting my center. Like, when I look at it, and it's like it's a cup trying to be a dagger, or is it a dagger trying to be a cup? And the fire coming up the top is nice. That's my favorite part. But it's just my brain trying to squeeze it all together so that it makes one cohesive line, because it's so well positioned. Like, it speaks to me. Like, it's right in the middle. It kind of goes a little left, a little right, and then it's got the scepter kind of like leaning in. I sure like it. Everything about it makes sense to me, except I'm just not connecting with it. So, you know.
Interesting.
But it didn't make the not connect file, so that's a good sign. And this, the one we already showed, the crown.
New World Order. This is the World card. And it's so funny because I love the redesigned World card, but the original World card freaked me out. And the original World card, when I showed him, he liked it. Yeah.
And
you did.
This one is so, I don't know. Instead of it looking like what it is, where she already explained it, where it's feeding the young or holding the young or whatever. To me, it almost looks like they're tying off some sort of, like he's wearing something, or she is wearing something over their head. That's what I thought at first glance, before noticing what's actually going on. It kind of made me uncomfortable. Like, why are you wearing the hood?
It's kind of like an optical illusion. Let's show it again. And it's like you don't really know what you're looking at until you really look into it. Yeah.
And so it takes a while
or even have some description around it.
Yeah, for it to kind of like attach.
That's why I think that the additional literature that goes with it is really beneficial to how you use the deck. But at the same time, I think it's a really good exercise to go through the cards like this for a while, not knowing at all what the creator's intention was, and trying to form our own like opinions and, you know what I mean, connections to it. Because otherwise, we're just kind of like assuming the creator's thought, you know, and we want to put our own energy into it and make our own stories with it, you know.
Yeah.
So this is the original New World card. And I never really.
And I think it's like life. I still love it. It's just beautiful. I like it. I like it a lot.
Interesting.
It is what it is. This one, It's just a little. Yeah. It's just a little too. I don't know. It's too light. It's too fluffy. It's just.
Well, this was one of the cards. I feel like it's missing some of the contrast. Like perhaps if her hair was dark or something like that, it would have added like another element of contrast or whatever to it. But it does seem a little flat.
Yeah, it's just a little too smiley for me. It almost seems like it should be stuck in one of those. I really don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's stuck in one of those, animes with the really whiny girls who can't save themselves and it's just nothing but trouble. They're just ruining my show, I can't stand that. And it just, they are. And it's just like, why are you always crying? Why are you always making noise? You know how to fight. Why don't you just kick butt? I can't deal with, I can't make logical sense of it. Really? And so it bothers me. And that's why this bothers me. Not that it's not good, because it's great. It's got the fire down and the part on the left, and she's holding the sword, and everything about it makes good, logical, artistic sense. Except I can't. Yeah, except I can't bring myself out of that. Like it just.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the softer images.
And this one is, even though it weirds me out,
there
is no denying the coolness of this. This card is just.
Image ever.
This one is just, look.
Black, white, brown.
This one is just awesome sauce. I mean, look at it. It's just brilliant. And I don't know what, it just freaks me out the first time I look at it, but it's something about the dragonfly as eyes and the symbols on top. It's just a freaking beautiful card. There's no getting around it regardless of my first impression. It's just amazeballs.
It's certainly a moving card,
Yes.
So what was the other pile that you had?
Which one? Well, this was the you freaked me out when I first looked at you, but you're awesome pile.
Okay.
We only did those two because they got moved. And it was the Nine of Orbs, which is also beautiful. I love it. It's just,
So you freaked me out when you first looked. When I first looked at you, but you're awesome. Yeah,
it was instantaneous. If it took me too long to make a decision, then, but I looked at it. I do like you. It was literally that fast. And so it made it into the, I do like you pile, but not on first glance. This one, this is just the Ten of Swords.
I love this one. This card gives me life, but it is scary.
This one is just everything. I'm like madly, it's just beautiful. And it freaked me out at first. And then when I was, going to put it in its pile, it was like, wait, I couldn't. It's just amazing. I love it. And the captor, this is
I love that. That's in my pile too.
Yes. This is what I'm saying. The thing with this card is that at first glance, I just saw Gate. And I was just like, this is just weirding me out for some strange reason. What's with this Gate of Swords? But before I can make a decision, you see the person in the background, and the more it's just...
And that's what it symbolizes.
It's just beautiful.
It's like the swords are like kind of like your thoughts and like mind, So Eight of Swords is like kind of being like in what do you call it? Like in a prison of your own making, like a mental prison,
Yeah, and what's this one? The Eight of Scepters. When I first looked at this, the same thing, I did not see the person. All I saw was the scepters, and I'm like, there's rhubarb on my tarot card. I don't know what to do with this. Rhubarb. I don't know what the word is. Anyway, I'm like, what is with these metal spheres? But by the time I finished that sentence, what's with the metal spheres? Oh, look, woman, arrow. My God, this card is awesome. And, so there you go.
And that's why I think some people respond to that card, because the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck, that traditional, the Eight of Swords is just like Eight of Wands is all wands up in the air. There's no person in the card, but she brought that girl in there that kind of like shows that, adds to that velocity. Yeah. Anyway, it's cool. I always like that one too.
So what's in your I absolutely love you pile?
Okay, so I also had this one. Love this card. This was one of my favorite cards from the previous deck, and I love it equally so in sepia. It looks beautiful.
Yeah,
I just
sure
love
I don't have that one.
I just love the black sky and like the bird flying above. And I've always loved the Eight of Cups. It's always one of my favorite cards. It's one I look for when I purchase a deck. I love this one in the previous deck, and I love it in this one too. It's just something about daffodils, and I just love the depth of the cups.
You like
the way she,
you like the cups.
Yeah, the way she defines the cups. Like I feel like they look really deep, like really like a nice goblet, like full of a lot of nourishing
I'm here
water.
for that. I am here for that.
You know, it seems like a very abundant cup. Her cups look very abundant. I don't recall this image from the first edition. I don't know if it is in the first edition and it was swapped out, but I definitely didn't take note of it in the first edition, and I'm really enjoying it now. Six of Scepters. Oh, it's kind of cool how she's got the horse on her robe as opposed to riding the horse, because traditionally in the Six of Wands, it's like about victory, and she's like riding a horse with like a stick in her hand and whatever.
All of that.
Yeah. So I actually really love all the, I guess these are the pages. And what I like about them is the little, how each one's got like their little animal totem that seem to respond to like the zodiac. So you got the Scorpio here, you got the salamander here, which is like fire, you know. And then you got the owl here, which is like air, you know, and then you got the wolf, which is like, I don't know, I guess like representative like the beast and like earth. And, yeah.
Wild
Earth, yeah. So I like those cards. I didn't notice those animals in the last edition. I don't know if they were there, but I'm noticing them now. And the reason why I bought this deck, because I really didn't need both editions like back to back, but you know,
why
this
not?
is what it is. Exactly.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? I'll tell you why not. Because I love these cards. I've never been big into unicorns. Like unicorns are cool, but like Pegasus. That was my shit. Like
I'm here for that.
Yes, me and my cousins used to rent Clash of the Titans, the original one, the 1980s one, like every single weekend. Yeah, like the guy at the movie rental place, he knew what we were coming for.
Pegasus is everything.
And I always loved Pegasus.
You picked the Seven Scepters too? Did you have this one?
No, I didn't pick that one from this deck. I think I preferred it in the previous edition, to be honest.
Alright.
But those are, that's it. Those are the ones that I picked out.
Nice.
So...
You have taste.
Thank you.
You're so very welcome. That's what I'm here for.
So lastly, I just wanted to wrap up by asking Wallace just a few questions. So we went through what are his favorite cards. So Wallace, what is your intentions for tarot? Because you're new to tarot, and you know, for tarot period, and for this deck.
Just trying to, I don't know, connect with everything. Well, mostly connect with me. You know, on the inside, and just move beyond. I mean, there's only so far you can go, and after you've gone so far, I guess you go in reverse, you know, instead of walking on the outside, you know, take a journey within yourself and see where you end up. You never know where that might lead. So yes, that's
self-exploration.
That's where it is right now. You know, maybe I'll find out something about myself that I didn't know before, or something that I should have known or did know and forgot. You know, something good will come out of it.
Do you consider yourself to be an intuitive person? Because I know you're a creative person. You've written how many novels?
Oh God, 9?
Oh my gosh. And how many poetry books?
1.
Yeah, and he's currently like composing a musical as well. Like he has so many stories going in his mind all the time.
Oh, for real.
That he will always, you know, he'll squeeze time out of any any spare moment in a day to take out his laptop and write it down. It's always been very inspiring for me as a friend. But, you know, I don't generally see you as somebody very, like, woo-woo superstitious. Would you describe yourself as an intuitive person, as a psychic person? What do you...
I don't know about... I think intuitiveness is kind of like... I mean, intuition is definitely something. Like, you walk into a space and you feel things, you know? That's how I managed to make 5 piles of these in, like, what? Barely... Like, it... took me no time to do this.
Yeah.
It's just very, very intuitive. I see you, this is my decision.
Right.
And explaining it takes up more time than it took me to do it. Like, oh,
That's
I like you,
yeah.
I don't like you, like you made me uncomfortable, and then I put you...
Thing,
yeah,
you know,
in my mind, it's very, you know, it happens a lot quicker than it does when I explain it out loud. It seems like, you know, you did all of that in like less than a second. Well, you know, yes, I did. I just can't tell you in less than a second.
Yeah.
So yes, I do that a lot. Like walk into, you kind of have to make intuitive assumptions about things, because if you don't make them, then you end up blindly going into circumstances, and then things kind of, you know, blindside you. Like they kind of come out. Whereas if you just trusted some of the first signs and then try to see if you're correct or wrong with the new stimuli that comes, then you know, it takes a while. It took me, 37 years of life. But you get there eventually. See, I like to believe that I'm intuitive. Whether that's true or not is up for debate.
I think you're intuitive. I definitely think you're intuitive, but, you know, hopefully you can train and learn to trust your intuition a bit more, and maybe see that as being something outside of yourself and not just, you know, your inner voice, but actually like divine speaking through you. Yes. I think that's where I want to move, because with my intuition, because it's like, you know, if you always think it's you, it's so hard to trust yourself. But like, I don't know, if you know that it's the divine working through you and you trust that, then it's like you don't have to worry about...
You don't have to think about it so much.
Yeah,
trust the universe.
About it so much. Exactly.
There's always a plan, and you know, you have to be willing to let the plan, plan.
So what type of tarot decks, like tarot deck imagery, are you drawn to since you've been exposed to tarot?
I'm not entirely sure. Like, it's definitely by intuition. It's more, I know when I see it. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't really make a decision, because some of the stuff I like is the type of stuff that I may not necessarily think that I would like. Right. But when I see it, like, yes, that's definitely for me. You know, that speaks to me. Mm-hmm. And I find that about a lot of things. So I try not to make too much presumptions and just wait until I'm in the situation.
That makes sense. Yeah. Do you see yourself buying more tarot decks in the future, or are there any currently left on your wish list?
Not at the moment. Which question? That's the second question.
Okay.
Not at the moment. I don't see myself buying anymore.
Okay.
Maybe in the future, yes. What's the first question?
Then I said, are there any on your wish list?
Right, are there any on your wish list? Also no. Like, I'm probably just gonna...
work with this one?
Yeah, delve into this one, you know, and feel it with more than just my fingertips.
That's good. Definitely don't start following tarot on Instagram.
Because you are so cool.
Yeah, you have like tons that you will start adding on your wish list.
Chances are very high that I probably won't really be following everything anyway. You know, I'm weird like that. It's like, even on social media, you know, I get tagged and stuff, and I'm the guy, I'll hit the share button a gazillion times, but I very rarely participate because I get very anxious. Like, social interaction, whether it be online or in public, makes me anxious. So, you know, I'm not really good at it. So I'll probably be a real loner about my
practice.
Tarot, you know, practice until opportunity arises that maybe someone can come into the box.
Yeah.
But
cool. Well, I'm so excited for you. Thank you guys for watching and for hanging out with us. And please wish Wallace well on his tarot journey. And maybe I will have him back again in future to talk about, you know, how he's progressing and just other stuff, you know. If you want to follow Wallace or check out any of his books, should I link them down in the comment section?
That's okay. No, I'm good. If you want to follow me, just stalk me on Amazon under Samuel Alexander.
Okay.
You find me. It's all good.
Okay. So, Samuel Alexander on Amazon. Maybe I will drop a link in the comments section below. And thank you again for watching. Please comment down below, like, subscribe, you know the deal. Let me know what you thought about this. What did you get out of it? Did you think it was funny? Did you think it was boring as fucks? I appreciate your feedback. No, I'm just joking. Only nice comments, please. Thank you. See you next time.
You are hilarious.
Bye.
Bye.